This is Group 8's Shark Tank and How I Built This presentation. I'm Reagan Esser.
I'm Miles McMahon.
I'm Sean Regic.
I'm Lexi Vines.
I'm Chris Moreno.
I'm Caleb Daniels.
So for the How I Built This portion of our presentation, we chose the founder of Patagonia, Yvon Chouinard. And for his background, he started his entrepreneurial journey by teaching himself to be a blacksmith in order for him to make better climbing gear than what was available on the market. And he did this for about 10 years. What was available then was just one-time use items for climbing, because climbing wasn't super popular, and he saw a market in that, and he wanted to create a more durable and reusable way for people to climb. He went on a climbing trip to Scotland and discovered a rugby shirt that he liked wearing to climb. And when he brought it back, other people were interested in what he was wearing, and that's how he got the idea to start making clothing. Also, on a trip from California to South America, he surfed down the coast and he skied down mountains, and just being in Patagonia inspired the name of his brand. He wanted to make clothing for that extreme weather conditions that were in the area. For the product information, the first product that he made was a pair of climbing shorts, and he designed them without any prior knowledge of clothing or pattern making, and they were called stand-up shorts. This is because the material was so sturdy that they could stand up on their own, and they still sell these. In the podcast, Yvon Chouinard was saying that they were made from the same material as outdoor furniture, so they were super durable. Now they sell all sorts of clothing made for all kinds of outdoor activities, and their value proposition is that they provide high quality and ethically sourced clothing for outdoor activities. He says that he designs the clothing that he would want for himself. And he says this quote that I really liked: "If you wait for the customer to tell you what to do, then you're too late."
All right, for the challenges portions, in the late 80s, the company was growing too fast for what they could handle at about 50% a year. The company prepared to grow another 50% and ended up only growing about 25%. They were running out of money, and Chouinard had to lay people off. They acquired some personal loans and were able to get back on their feet. This quote, "Growth can creep up on you." Yvon Chouinard says that you need to be able to say no and grow slowly. This is what has allowed them to be successful. And for the success portion, Patagonia has a unique way of working with customers. He tells his customers to not buy a lot of their products. Patagonia will repair any piece of Patagonia clothing, no matter how old or the condition it's in. They believe in not throwing things away and instead reusing the materials or repairing them. Customers appreciate the customer service and the eco-friendly aspect of the Patagonia brand. And they also have a bus that travels across America and will repair any piece of clothing. And it doesn't matter if it's part of the Patagonia brand. Another part of his success is due to how he runs his employees. He teaches independence and runs his company like an ant colony. Ant colonies don't have bosses, and everyone knows what their job is, and they get their job done. He has a policy that when the surf comes up, his employees can drop work and go surfing. This makes his employees hyper-independent and successful.
One of the key moments in Patagonia's development was when Yvon, the founder, decided to, or when he really tried to prioritize environmental sustainability as a brand. And in the long run, it really helped Patagonia succeed. One of the best examples of this is when he decided to make the switch to only use organic cotton. And despite the higher cost of organic cotton, and it was a lot more expensive up front, it was ultimately worthwhile because it helped strengthen Patagonia's identity as an environmentally friendly company. And one of the concepts from class, I think the one that's the most strongly related is social entrepreneurship. We learned about that in chapter one of our textbooks, and Patagonia has made a profound impact on the environment and set an example for multiple other large corporations on how to leave less of a carbon footprint and be more ecologically aware, while also making considerable economic impact on the world. This what Patagonia has done perfectly lines up with the definition of social entrepreneurship, which is making both an environmental and economic difference. Um, a good example of Patagonia practicing this is their determination to create environmentally friendly products, use recycled materials, and encourage customers to recycle their old clothes back to them to be repaired, like what they were talking about with the bus. And it doesn't even have to be Patagonia brand.
So the Shark Tank episode that we did was season 3, episode 3, and the two companies that we're gonna be talking about is Core Buddy and You Smell Soap. And Core Buddy is a learning aid for people trying to learn how to play the guitar. And the Sharks were really impressed with this, and eventually got a deal with Robert. What made Core Buddy so special was that it allowed you to play the guitar without hurting your fingers when you press on the chords, and it had like buttons instead that you would press on, which would relieve the pain, which is the hardest part about learning the guitar. The another company was You Smell Soap, and this company was a little bit unique in the sense that it had great marketing. The packaging was really catchy, and that's what impressed the Sharks. It also had another product up and coming, which was paper soap that was meant to be like portable paper soap that can be used or like put inside a purse or a wallet. In the episode, Core Buddy wanted $125,000 at 10% equity. They ended up walking away with 125,000 at 20%, with 50% with $50,000 used for an infomercial. The You Smell Soap, they wanted $55,000 at 20%, and ended up getting $50,000 at 20% with the $50,000 salary for the entrepreneur. The Shark Tank Core Buddy. This was like I said, a device that is used to help people play the guitar. The entrepreneur who invented this, Travis Perry, he had a pretty good pitch while pitching this. He talked about how he was trying to teach his daughter how to play, and that she was about ready to give up because of the pain of pressing on the chords. And so that's when he came up with this idea.
So what was Travis Perry's purpose for the 125K? So the main idea behind Chord Buddy is not only as a way for like musicians to like learn guitar. He also was raised in Lower Alabama, and his area got affected bad by the economy. And so he wanted to create jobs for a lot of people in his town. So he said it was important for people to learn guitar, but he also had an equal interest in creating jobs for the people living there. So he wanted to use the money to uh, create all of his products and manufacture in-house and create more jobs for his community. So, what was a concept from class that was present in Travis Perry's pitch? So, Travis picked Robert just not because like he gave him a good deal, but it was because of his reason for why he wanted to invest. Robert also dreamed about playing guitar and he wanted to play for his kids, and that really struck a chord in Perry's heart, where he wanted to uh, join and help him by teaching him guitar in like the span of a minute with his device, and he knew that like other people could relate to Robert and that Robert would really help him uh, spread the word and help him reach markets and other customers. So would I personally invest in this product? I wouldn't personally invest in this product because I think there's many different ways that people can learn guitar, and it's in a very competitive field where people have online apps and they also have in-person guitar techs that can teach people how to play. So it's a very competitive field, and having someone teach four chords when there's so many different types of ways that people can play the guitar, it's going against a lot of different people and products for a spot in the market. And then, so would I be interested in this product as a musician? So recently, I started learning guitar on my own. So I thought it was really interesting that we decided to pick Chord Buddy. I can relate to a lot of the interest that he put into his product. One of the main things is he said that it hurts to play on the chords. And I can agree, when people don't have calluses, it's very difficult to put your fingers in the right shape and also press hard enough down on the strings without it hurting. So I would be very interested in trying this device out. And I think it's helping that it can supplement other ways of practice with practicing different types of music and just learning chords in general.
The second Shark Tank You Smell Soap. This product is a paper soap competing in a very difficult market with several other competitors. The pitch was very successful, and many sharks seemed interested in how determined she was with 3 sharks offering deals and investments. Megan wanted the 55,000 mainly to manufacture more products for potential offers from different companies to sell them in their stores. Megan also wanted help and guidance in which direction she should go and what steps to take first, as she was still working as a graphic designer. Megan had a very entrepreneurial mindset during the pitch, and many of the sharks were also interested in her dedication and tenacity. She also was vocal about having a growth mindset and that she could learn from the sharks and apply what they had taught her.
For the discussion question, in what ways do you think advising your customers to not buy your products, like Yvonne Chenard did, could help your brand?